I'm in a 90-90 position here. My feet are just up on the wall, and I'm thinking about dragging my heels down the wall a little bit to very slightly tuck my tailbone up towards the ceiling. So you can see here the back of my rib cage is on the floor, and as I start to breathe in, I want to think about breathing into the floor through the back of my rib cage. So inhale, into the floor, and then exhale from the bottom up, and I'm exhaling into the floor. So we're going to slow this down and try to get those smaller sips of air so we can really fill the rib cage and expand into the floor through the back of the rib cage without having to clench or strain to get that breath in and to get that breath down into the pelvic floor. So we're going to do that waterfall inhale, thinking about doing just a small sip of air, like 1/3, and then take a pause, 1/3, take a pause, and then that last inhale to about 90%. So you don't want to try to feel so much that you're straining. So starting from the bottom. Inhale, 1/3 into the floor. Inhale again, into the floor. Inhale to the top, or about 90%, just feeling that expansion into the front of the rib cage, into the back of the rib cage, and that gentle pressure into the pelvic floor. And then you're going to hold that inhale until you feel the pressure and the desire to exhale. And just allowing your body to do that by itself. So rather than trying to and really strain to exhale, your pelvic floor will naturally come on as you do that less forced exhale. So we'll do it again. Inhale, 1/3. Thinking about breathing into the back of the body. Inhale, another 1/3. Pause, inhale to the top. And then just holding that until you feel the desire to exhale. And you should feel how your rib cage will naturally come back down, the pelvic floor will naturally come on. Just to make sure you're really feeling that pressure is pushing down into the floor through the back of your rib cage. So you can tuck your fingers there, breathe into that space. Inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Inhale to the top. Exhale, let it go. So if you take a video of yourself doing this, it's really helpful to see. What we don't want is to have this section of the ribcage here moving away from the floor as you inhale. So that looks like this. See how it's lifting away here, and I'm not getting any expansion into the back of my body. So I want to have this exhale first, get those ribs down a little bit, and then inhale into the floor. And you can see that expansion is pushing back into the floor rather than coming up like this. So we'll do one more together. Inhale, 1/3. Inhale, 1/3. Inhale all the way. Feeling the back of the body expand into the floor. Keeping that little bit of pelvic tilt under so you're not getting that anterior tilt. Holding the inhale and then exhale to let everything go. So some things that could be helpful here is tucking a little towel right under your tailbone just to gently tilt it back like this so you don't have to hold that position. And that'll just naturally let your low back relax as well. And as you do that, your rib cage will naturally come back in line with your pelvis. You can keep your hands on your rib cage or just down on the floor, whatever feels comfortable, and make sure that your neck stays relaxed. So you might even feel here as you inhale to make sure that these muscles at the front of your neck are not straining and coming on as you take that inhale. So as you breathe in, you don't want to get all of this tensing up through here. That's when you know you're breathing up into this top part of your chest, into your shoulders, and you want to keep this really relaxed. It can be really helpful to just keep those fingers there to make sure that you're not straining those muscles.